For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth. This is about the fate of all living things. Unicron is coming.
You brought a human here?
I'm nobody. I ain't even seen nothing.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts expands the world first reshaped by Bumblebee and pushes the story forward with a sense of scale, momentum, and discovery that leans into the spirit of adventure. Set during the 1990s, the film reconnects audiences with the Autobots on Earth while widening the mythology to include ancient factions whose presence has been hinted at, but never fully explored on screen. The tone balances high-energy action with character-driven moments, keeping the focus on how humans and Transformers influence one another in a world that is much bigger and more dangerous than it first appears. The legacy of Bumblebee's arrival on Earth still echoes in this chapter, reminding viewers that even the smallest acts of courage can shape the fate of entire worlds. The story places the Autobots in a period of relative secrecy, operating from the shadows, as Earth continues its rapid technological and cultural change. The 1990s setting is more than a backdrop. It shapes the atmosphere, the music, the locations, and the way characters move through the world. Cities feel raw and alive, landscapes stretch across continents, and the sense of motion never slows. This globetrotting structure gives the film a restless energy, taking the action far beyond a single battlefield and emphasizing that the struggle for Earth is global, not confined to one nation or one group of heroes. At the center of the human story is Noah Diaz, played by Anthony Ramos, a sharp and resourceful young man trying to support his family while searching for purpose. Noah is not a traditional action hero. His strength comes from adaptability, empathy, and the ability to think under pressure. His path crosses with the Autobots in a way that feels organic rather than accidental, pulling him into a conflict that demands more than survival. Through Noah, the audience experiences the shock, fear, and eventual acceptance of a reality where sentient machines fight ancient wars on human soil. Dominique Fishback portrays Elena Wallace, an intelligent and curious researcher whose fascination with history and artifacts leads her into the heart of the Transformers' hidden past. Elena represents the bridge between human knowledge and Cybertronian legend, uncovering truths that reshape what both sides understand about Earth's role in a much older conflict. Her presence brings depth to the narrative, grounding the spectacle in discovery and consequence. As secrets unfold, Elena's journey becomes one of responsibility, as knowledge itself proves to be both powerful and dangerous. The Autobots return with familiar faces and personalities, reinforcing the continuity that began with Bumblebee. Optimus Prime carries the weight of leadership with a more hardened edge, shaped by years of conflict and loss. His struggle is not just against external threats, but with the question of how far he is willing to go to protect his people and this planet. Bumblebee remains a symbol of loyalty and heart, his bond with humanity reinforcing the idea that trust between worlds is possible even in the face of overwhelming odds. The dynamic between the Autobots reflects a family forged in battle, unified by purpose but tested by impossible choices. What truly sets Rise of the Beasts apart is the introduction of the Maximals, a new faction of Transformers with forms inspired by powerful animals. Unlike the Autobots, the Maximals are deeply connected to Earth itself, carrying an ancient responsibility to protect key forces that maintain balance in the universe. Their presence expands the mythology, suggesting that Earth has long been a crossroads in cosmic history. The Maximals are not simply reinforcements, they represent a different philosophy, one rooted in guardianship rather than constant war, and their alliance with the Autobots is built on mutual respect earned through trial. The villains in the film bring a sense of scale and menace that pushes the stakes higher than ever before. The threat facing Earth is not limited to conquest or control, but annihilation, forcing unlikely alliances and difficult sacrifices. This looming danger gives urgency to every decision, making even small moments feel significant. The antagonistic forces are portrayed as relentless and overwhelming, emphasizing that survival depends on unity across factions and species. The conflict is framed as a test of whether cooperation can overcome destruction. Action sequences are designed to feel massive yet clear, with each battle advancing the story rather than existing purely for spectacle. The choreography highlights the unique abilities of each transformer, whether mechanical precision or primal strength, and the environments play an active role in the combat. From dense urban streets to open natural landscapes, the action evolves constantly, keeping the visual language fresh. The scale is cinematic, but the emotional focus never drifts far from the characters at the heart of the chaos. Beyond the battles, the film explores themes of legacy and choice. Characters are confronted with the consequences of past decisions, both human and Cybertronian, and must decide what kind of future they are willing to fight for. The Maximals' long-term guardianship contrasts with the Autobots' ongoing war, raising questions about whether conflict is inevitable or if another path exists. These ideas give the story weight, elevating it beyond a simple clash of machines into a reflection on responsibility and coexistence. The connection to Bumblebee is felt in the film's emphasis on character relationships and emotional grounding. While the scale has grown, the heart remains rooted in personal bonds, particularly the trust between humans and Transformers. Bumblebee's earlier journey of finding his voice and purpose echoes here, influencing how the Autobots interact with their human allies. The film builds on that foundation, suggesting that the future of both worlds depends on understanding rather than domination. Production-wise, the direction by Stephen Capel Jr. brings a fresh perspective to the franchise, blending grounded character moments with large-scale action. His approach emphasizes movement and rhythm, allowing quieter scenes to breathe before launching into explosive set pieces. The visual style balances realism with the fantastical nature of the Transformers, making their presence feel integrated into the world rather than imposed upon it. This balance helps maintain immersion even as the story ventures into cosmic territory. The cast delivers performances that anchor the spectacle in authenticity. Anthony Ramos brings warmth and intensity to Noah, making his growth believable as he transitions from everyday struggles to extraordinary responsibility. Dominique Fishback adds curiosity and determination to Elena, ensuring that the pursuit of knowledge feels emotionally driven rather than purely intellectual. Together, they form a human core that complements the larger-than-life presence of the Transformers. As the narrative unfolds, revelations about the past reshape the understanding of Earth's significance. Ancient alliances, hidden guardians, and long-forgotten battles come into focus, reframing the present conflict as part of a much larger story. These elements add depth to the mythology without overwhelming the main plot, offering just enough mystery to spark curiosity about what lies beyond the immediate events of the film. The release of Transformers: Rise of the Beasts on June 9, 2023, marked a new chapter for the franchise, one that respects what came before while confidently moving forward. The timing placed it firmly in the summer blockbuster season, positioning it as a major cinematic event designed for large audiences and immersive viewing. The film's arrival continued the momentum generated by Bumblebee, reinforcing the idea that the Transformers universe could evolve while maintaining its core appeal. Trailer footage leading up to the release emphasized the film's scope and energy, highlighting the introduction of the Maximals and the global scale of the adventure. Quick glimpses of action, character moments, and new Transformer designs built anticipation without revealing the full narrative, focusing instead on tone and atmosphere. The marketing leaned into the excitement of discovery, inviting audiences to experience a familiar world transformed by new possibilities. Ultimately, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts stands as a bridge between eras, linking the personal, character-focused approach of Bumblebee with a broader mythological expansion of the franchise. It celebrates the thrill of transformation and battle while grounding the spectacle in themes of trust, unity, and responsibility. By introducing new factions and deepening existing relationships, the film opens the door to future stories while delivering a complete and satisfying adventure on its own. The result is a chapter that honors the past, energizes the present, and points toward a future where the fate of Earth remains intertwined with the choices of both humans and Transformers.